Testing, testing. Testing, testing. All right, welcome everybody to game number 2 of high school hockey Saturday here at the Community First Igloo here in Jacksonville, Florida, where your Volusia County Stingrays are getting ready to take on the Orange County Crush. Going down our list for our roster for today for your Volusia County Stingrays varsity A team. Number 2, Gabe Vericay. Number 4, Cole Elwell. Number 88, Braden Sturba. Number 9, Theo Wilkerson. Number 16, Elias Johansson. Number 19, Cole Halbrook. Number 22, Jaden Ditsunen. Number 23, Aiden Kirschbaum. Number 24, Chase Poole. Number 25, Larry Lauer. Number 29, Jackson Smith. Number 37, Enzo McGovern. Number 38, Jonathan Harnish. Number 41, Brendan McMullen. Number 43, Sam Hemme. Number 45, Easton Grimes. Number 59, Noah Phillips. Number 71, Lucas Wilkerson. Goaltenders today, number 14, McKenna Moreau, and number 33, Caden Hood. Expected to be starting between the pipes today for this game is number 14, McKenna Moreau. Stingrays fell just a couple goals shy this morning against the First Coast Fleet, losing that first game this morning 3-1. We've got this game today. Our next game is going to be Saturday, April 11th at 6 p.m. So make sure you join us live here on the KPHN. Just about 30 seconds left to go on the clock before we get to center ice for the faceoff. And there is the buzzer for us to get this show on the road. Head coach on the bench there, A.G. Yarbaugh, and assistant coach Jack Sturba. Oh no. That's never a good sign. One, two, three, race. So let's head to center ice for the face-off. All right, it looks like we've got number 38, Johnny Harnish, and number 45, Easton Grimes out on the back end starting on defense. On the line today, starting off, it's going to be number 71, Lucas Wilkerson, with number 37, Enzo McGovern down below, and up top, number 41, Brendan McMullen. Crushed with a quick start off the bat, shot deflected off the way by Moreau. McMullen passes it back, gets it over to Wilkerson. Wilkerson with it, not able to hold on to it at center ice as the Crush make their way in through. Shot is deflected by Wilkerson as they put him in the boards here on the side. Crush with it in the corner. It goes around the backside of Moreau. Grimes getting his stick in there, trying to knock that puck out of the way, gets it over to the near side boards. Crush swinging it back around the backside of Moreau net. Wilkerson with it, playing it up against the glass, dropping it down over to Grimes. Puck comes loose and pops over to the corner where McGovern is going to get to it. McGovern has it at the circle, passes it over to Grimes. Grimes not able to hold on to it. Able to get it cleared all the way deep into the Crush zone. No icing call on this one as the Crush rush to get to it. And we get some fresh legs on the ice for the Rays. Out on the ice now as that puck gets deflected up high and back into center ice by number 16, Johansson. Halbrook now with it. Halbrook has it. Passing it along the way over to Sturba. And Johansson with it. Johansson at center ice. Trying to hold on to it. Johansson gets that pass back. Johansson looking for a lane. Gets through. Looking to split the difference between two. Crush takes a shot just high. Coming over to the side here at mid-ice is going to be Halbrook getting it again. Getsunin going after it, swinging it around the backside of the net of Moreau. It gets caught up on the side, and a shot deflected by Moreau. Puck is sitting there. Crush with it from the slot, takes a shot, and into the legs, in between the legs of Moreau. It was off the rebound on that, and they were just able to put it in right between the pads. Moreau had a couple of really great saves on that, just getting pelted with the puck at that point in time. But with 11:56 left to go in the first period, Crush take a 1-0 lead over the Stingrays. Phillips in to take the face-off. Smith down below. Up top is Harnish with Poole and I want to say, oh, I'm sorry, it's not Harnish. It's Poole and Harnish on the back end and Lauer up top. Smith with the puck in Stingray zone. Turns it over at the blue line to the Crush. Picked up by Harnish in the corner. Harnish playing it up the way to Smith. Smith with it. Smith trying to move it out of there, not able to get to it. Comes over to the bottom circle. Crush still with it. Shot deflected out of the way by Moreau. And picked up by Phillips. Phillips lobbing it over that blue line deep into the Crush territory. Smith going to get it. I'm sorry, Phillips going to get it on the back end. Poole trying to stay with it here at center ice. Crush with it. Pass to the top of the ice, dumping it in deep into the Stingray zone. It's going to be picked up by Harnish. Harnish from the corner. Gets picked off by the Crush. Smith with it. Smith able to move it. Crush, pick it right back up. Poole swiping that puck out of the way. Phillips going to get to it in the corner. Poole going to grab it, passing it back to Smith along the boards. Crush, pick it up. Shot, save by Moreau. Crazy as Moreau loses her helmet on that one. Woo! 10:36 left to go here in this first period as the faceoff is going to be coming to Moreau's stick side. Wilkerson taking the faceoff. Kirschbaum out there on the ice along with Johansson and Hemme and Grimes. Hemme's going to get to it, playing it up against the glass. Gets clear, deep into Crush's zone. Crush have it in the corner. Crush around the backside of their net, getting it moved up to the blue line. And now back to center ice as Grimes looks in to get to it. They're both racing forward along the corner. They pass it to the slot, cleared out of the way by Williamson. Crush again from the blue line, chopping it through, does not get past the stick of Grimes and Williamson, and it's grabbed on the back end by Johansson. Johansson with it, skating it down the bottom of the ice and now into the Crush zone. Moving that puck through. Puck gets deflected high. Grimes trying to get to it, but it goes out to center ice. Stingrays got to get back on sides. Crush gets tripped up. Taking it back into their zone to calm it down, but it's picked up by the Stingrays. Another hard shot by Johansson. Hemme gets pinned up along the boards. Crush with it. Tapping it through center ice and looking to get past Halbrook. And Johansson shot off the pads of Moreau. Crush again from the blue line. Shot through center, high over the head of Moreau. Shot to the head by Johansson there. Surprised that didn't get called. Shot again off the pad of Moreau. The puck is stuck there. Honestly think that got put in by us. 8:58 left to go here in this period, and Stingrays trail by 2. All right, back at center ice. Thank you. Thank you. Puck comes all the way down in the end off the faceoff. It's going to be Halbrook that gets it. Harnish with it around the side of Moreau. Harnish controlling that puck well as he gets it through the zone and dumping it in deep into the Crush territory where McMullen trying to go after it. Crush with a quick pass through center ice, getting it back into the zone from the circle. Missed a pass opportunity, but a follow-up on it as Williamson gets leveled there. Crush coming over to the near side corner after that puck. It comes out of the zone to center ice. Crush jumping it in deep again. Going to be grabbed by Halbrook here along the side. Williamson now taps it. Gets it back into the Crush zone. Looking for an opportunity here on the side. Crush kicking this puck out of the way, and it is going to be a one-on-one scenario. Is Poole trying to get him out of the way? Poole disrupting that drive. Getting it out of the way there. It's going to come over to the circle, though. Crush with the shot deflected behind Moreau. Crush send it around the back once more. Poole with it, trying to get that puck moved. Williamson going to grab it around the back side of the net. Going to make a drive through center now. Williamson with it. Able to move it into the zone, but not able to keep control of it as the Crush once more moving it through center ice. McGovern with it now. McGovern taps it back along the way over to Johansson. Johansson dumping it in deep into the Crush territory. Crush picking it up on the backside of their own net. Vierke out on the ice now as we've got a delayed penalty coming up here now against the Crush. What's that? Wilkerson. Darn it. I'm going to get it sooner or later. This is only my first game, guys. So I'm going to get it at some point in time. So it's going to be a hooking penalty called against the Crush now at this point in time. Yeah, I'll figure it out. Okay. That's why I know what it is. Williamson was last season. That's what it was. All right, shot from the circle. Doesn't make it through traffic by the Stingrays. Here we go. Opportunity. Vierke trying to pass it across the way, and it's getting picked off by the Crush. Crush again, taking it into the zone, looking to get around the Stingrays. They take it to the circle, holding it tight there, dumping it around the backside of Moreau. Johansson's going to get to it, sending it back along the way to Harnish. Harnish, try to get it across the way over to Sturba at the blue line, picked up by the Crush. Shot, deflected, save by Moreau. .47 seconds left to go in the power play for the Stingrays with 6:14 left to go in the first period. Gitsunin taking the face off. Smith on the ice along with Grimes, Halbrook, and Lauer. Gitsunin moving that puck in, getting it all the way into the top corner of the ice in the Crush zone. Gitsunin with it. He's got Lauer set up in front of the net. He's got Halbrook calling for it at the blue line. He gets it to the Halbrook. Halbrook fires. Lauer tried for a redirect, couldn't get a stick down in time. Crush able to bank it off the boards and get it back to center ice. With 15 seconds left to go in the power play for the Stingrays, it's going to be Smith grabbing it around the backside of Moreau. Smith playing it off the boards. Not able to move it not too far into center ice as the Crush send it right back in. We're back at full strength here now on the ice with 5:20 left to go here in this first period. Smith with it. Smith drawing a penalty as we're going to have another power play for the Stingrays. All right, so a power play now with 5:12 left to go in this first period. Wilkerson on the face-off. Puck deflects all the way down deep into the Stingray zone. Johansson's going to get to it. Johansson, Halbrook, Wilkerson. Oh, hard hit up against the boards there. McMullen out there as well, along with McGovern. Puck is stuck up against the boards. They're just letting him play it. Puck finally comes loose as the Crunch kill quite a bit of time on that on that penalty, and now it's going to be a breakaway opportunity for them as Halbert gets in there, and a save by Moreau. .422 left to go here in this first period. 40 seconds left to go in the power play for the Stingrays. Faceoff is going to be coming to Moreau's glove side, with Phillips taking the faceoff. Grimes on the back end along with Harnish. Virake. Harnish, Virake. Grimes got into it a little bit there at the end. Virake fires through traffic, doesn't make it. Gets deflected. Grimes again with it, gets it to the side. Trying to get it over to Harnish. Harnish trying to keep that in, but it deflects all the way deep into Stingray zone once more. Grimes picking it up. Grimes with it. Trying to hold on to it, gets poked out of the way by the Crush. Picked up by Sturba. Sturba clears it deep into the Crush zone. And we are back at full strength here now on the ice with just under 3:30 left to go in the first period. Halbert going after it here now, trying to fling that puck back. It deflects up high and into the air as Phillips tries to go for it. Oh, another penalty coming up for the Crush. Another penalty coming up for the Crush here as the Stingrays are going on another power play. All right, Ditsunen going to take the face off with Lauer to his left. Up top, it is Smith, Johansson, and Halbrook on the back end. Halbrook not able to keep it in at the blue line. Stingrays get back on sides, dumping it back into the Crush zone. Crush with it. They get it cleared deep into Stingrays territory. Moreau fields it on the back side of the net, brushing it over to Johansson. 1:05 left to go in the power play for the Stingrays. Johansson passes it up the way to Ditsunen. Ditsunen turning it around, looking to see what he can do with it. Centers it up to Lauer. Lauer got his stick lifted right there at the last minute as the Crush send it all the way back down once more to Moreau. Moreau's going to stop it, tapping it back to Johansson once more. 45 seconds left to go in the power play. Johansson with it from the top circle, trying to hold on to it. Reaches out, gets it, tries to get it back up over to Halbrook. Halbrook, they're looking for a hooking call coming up on that one. That one's going to be on us. It was a penalty coming up against Halbrook on that one, so we're going to be 4-on-4 for the next 27 seconds. .213 left to go in the first period. Face-off coming to the stick side of Moreau with Poole, McGovern, Wilkerson, and Harnish out on the ice. Harnish with it in the corner. Trying to get it up the way over to McGovern. McGovern able to get it cleared. McGovern with the hit. Crush come back in to the Stingray zone. Poole going after it in the corner. Getting in there. Picked up by Harnish. Harnish with the puck. Passes it up to McGovern. McGovern with it. Banking it off the boards. Getting his own rebound around the backside of the net. Crush pick it up at the top corner in their own zone. Crush now on a power play now for the next 48 seconds. Puck gets deflected back to center ice. And it goes around the backside of their own goaltender with 1:15 left to go in this period. Crush again, drop pass back. Picked up by Harnish along the boards. Grabbed by McGovern. McGovern with it, drops it back to Harnish once more. Harnish dumping it in deep into Crush zone. With 1:02 left to go in this game, it's going to be icing. No, it's not going to be icing. They called it icing, but it shouldn't have been called icing. Yeah, he called it as icing, and it shouldn't have been icing. Oh, it was offside. It was offside. There we go. All right, so the puck comes all the way back down into the Crush zone. Crush still on a power play here now for the next 10 seconds. Crush making their way in through the zone. Grimes pushing him out to the corner. Picked up by Vierke. Vierke tried to lob that puck over that blue line. As Grimes able to get it cleared deep into the Crush zone as that penalty expires. And we are back at full strength on the ice here in Jacksonville. Crush with it once more, picked up by Phillips. Phillips drops that puck back to Johansson. Johansson playing it up against the boards, trying to get it over to Sturba. He gets pinned up in the corner. Puck comes loose. Grimes gets it. Tried to shovel it out of the way. Sturba swoops in to pick it up. And we've got a whistle on the ice now with 11 seconds left to go. And Johansson going to the box. I don't know. The official's not he's like doing it in the middle of the ice right after he blows the whistle, but isn't doing it in front of the penalty box. So I don't know what it is he's getting called for. Oh. Okay, so it's offsetting penalties at this point. Because again, maybe it was just smack talking. Who knows? 10 seconds left to go in the period as Halbrook takes a hard hit up against the boards. Harnish with the puck around the backside of the net. Vierke with it now, shot on goal, saved by Moreau. And that is going to be it for the end of this period. High school hockey is a different breed here. It really is. Oh. We've got a player for the Orange, for the Crush. I don't know. So it's a different type of hockey around here when it comes to high school, because these players have been playing either on each other's sides or against each other for travel seasons for the past 9 months, really. And everything just kind of comes to a head right here when it hits high school season. So, yeah, things can get a little bit pushy, shovey, and more so really lippy towards each other. So we'll just leave it at that. Yeah, lippy. We'll go with that. Yeah. Oh, yeah, the smack talking. Yeah, the smack talking definitely gets escalated to a higher level on this one. Yeah, I don't know. All right, so the one player is going to the box. And, oh, wait, no, that's right. No, are we putting both of them? Okay, yeah, that's right. They're both in the box for offsetting, but that doesn't address what happened at the very end. Oh, okay, here's the other one. Okay, so that's the other one. That's the other thing that's happening here. All right. So we've got, all right, so the Stingrays are going to be on a power play. Moreau is between the pipes. Yes. Phillips is taking the face off. Sturba down below. Up top, it looks like it is Vierke as the puck goes near. Crush goaltender. On the back end, it is going to be. That was Braden, right?
No, Gabriel.
Gabe, thank you. Sorry, I'm like trying to keep, I'm losing things right at the moment. I know. Phillips in again for the faceoff, gets it over to the side, tries to get it over to the side to Sturba. Harnish knocking it down right in front of the blue line. Crush not able to keep it in there, or Crush able to move it out of their zone. See, I'm just all kind of flummoxed at this game. That's all right. I'll get over it. Halbrook holding that puck in Stingray zone. Passes it out to center over to Phillips. Phillips taps it back to Halbrook. Halbrook taps it back to Phillips, who gets it to Sturba. Sturba tried to get it to Harnish, not able to make a connection, so we start again as Halbrook has it. Halbrook passes up to center ice to Sturba. Sturba with a great cross-ice pass, getting it over to Vierke. Vierke tried to get some control on that one. That puck is loose along the side. Trying to spin it around, and the Crush push it back out of the zone. Harnish again, keeping it in play. Vierke dumping it in deep along the boards. Crush with it. Harnish fires, doesn't make it through. Harnish again gets the rebound with the shot, deflects off of the pads of the Crush player. With 5 seconds left to go in the power play, we're getting ready to go back to full strength on the ice. Crush again, picking it off at center ice. We're back at full strength as Harnish gets in on that one. Puck deflects up and out of play into the Crush bench. 12:03 left to go here in this second period. Stingrays trailing 2-0 right now versus the Orange County Crush. This is just the first weekend of high school hockey starting here, starting for this season. This season is going to go through the beginning of June. So you can always find us here. Usually it's game every single weekend. You can find it live here on the KPHM. Crush get that face off. Just Poole trying to knock that puck down. They are scrumming hard for that puck in that corner. Puck deflects up. And we have a player down on the back end. He got boarded hard. Johansson got boarded really hard. I don't know. Johansson got even though Johansson got boarded, he got called for holding. He grabbed him and pulled him down with him. You remember that Goofy cartoon that Disney made back in the day of how to play hockey? And it was the two goofs, and they kept going after it, and they kept going into the box. And as soon as they got out of the box, they went back into the box again. I'm feeling that right now. But in all fairness, by the end of the game, everybody in the stands was on the ice fighting, and the two that were originally in the penalty box were just sitting on the bench eating popcorn and watching. Yeah, that's kind of what I feel right now. All right. Stingrays with the opportunity as Smith pulls it in, gets it back over to Poole. Poole shovels it in over to the corner to Smith. Smith with a shot just wide. Another opportunity on that one. Smith with it. Smith gets led into the boards head first by the Crush. Another Poole going after it in the corner. Poole gets to it first. Again, Lauer and McGovern both trying to help get that puck out of there. Crush again from the blue line, shot wide and Barreau. Smith trying to hold on to it, picked off by the Crush mid-ice. Oh, taken away by McGovern at the red line. McGovern with an opportunity, looking for a shot, getting Smith into position. Smith holding on to it, trying to get it centered up into the slot, and McGovern trying to go for it. But literally is trying to thread a needle there, trying to get that puck in just the right spot. And that Crush team is relentless. Like, they are not letting much get past any of them. Harnish with the puck. Harnish from center ice, dumping it in deep, but it's going to be icing on the Stingrays. So we're going to go all the way back.
Ariane's spending a lot of time with herself in that box this weekend.
One more time, she doesn't get any more.
We had 3 last game.
Grimes coming off the ice. Grimes coming off the ice limping, heading to the locker rooms. We'll keep you posted on his status as the day goes on. Gitsunen with the pass up to McMullen. McMullen trying to get to it. Crush trying to get it cleared. Phillips steps in, swinging it to the corner. McMullen going after it, taking the shot. Wilkerson with it along the boards, and a penalty coming up against the Crush. With 9:07 left to go in this second period, Stingrays again. Hey, guess what? It's another power play. .907 left to go. Ay, ay, ay. All right, on the ice for the power play. Gitsunen in at center. Sturbridge to the right. Bierke up top. Harnish. Shot! Oh my gosh! Keep at it, guys. Keep at it. Gitsunen and Johansson on the back end on defense. Again, Gitsunen on the faceoff. Gets it back to this side to Johansson. Johansson over to the side to Harnish. Harnish fires just wide. Followed up with Bierke. Doesn't make it quite close to the net. Just wide once more. Johansson stopping at the blue line. Keeping it in play. From the slot, shot wide.
Come on, boys.
Puck comes all the way deep into the Stingray zone. Moreau taps it over to Johansson. 50 seconds left to go in the power play. Johansson with it at the blue line. Taps it up the way to Bierke. Bierke fires. It deflects again deep into the Stingray zone. Moreau up the boards, getting it over to this side to Johansson. It deflects over to Sturba. Sturba taps it to Harnish. Harnish with it. Bierke with it. Drops it back to Harnish. Harnish fires. Again, Johansson at the top of the boards on the blue line. Gets a little bit of ring around the rosy going on. And Johansson gets it. All right, Stingrays put themselves back up on the board here now with the power play goal with 7:45 left to go in this period. I did. I don't know. There's just a lot going on the ice right now when the game isn't being played. Right? So it's just like, yikes. All right, so Phillips in on the faceoff, gets it back to Poole. Poole with the puck along the board, shoveling along the way, gets it over to Smith. Smith now trying to hold on to it. Poole taps it back to Smith. Poole scrumming for that puck there. It is the Crush literally just turning that puck around. Poole gets it in the Stingray zone, trying to tap it out of the way. Poole trying to get it cleared. Crush with it. Shot. Saved by Moreau. Puck comes back out to center ice. Crush with it again. They dump it into the Stingray zone. It is grabbed by Phillips. Phillips takes it around the backside of the net. Gets it over to the side to Smith. Smith with the puck now. Passing it up to to center ice. Getting it up to Lauer. Lauer turns it back around to Phillips. Phillips fires. Save, but a great job trying to get that rebound on that one. Here comes the Crush once more into the Stingray zone. Looking to get around Smith. They got a full puck. Push that puck out to the side. Deflected out of the way and back to the blue line where the Crush dump it in around the backside of Moreau. It swings all the way to the top side of the boards. Lauer taps it over to Halbrook. Halbrook with it. Halbrook takes it into the zone from the bottom circle. Tried to pass that away, but it got deflected. Crush going in, looking to get past Smith once more. Puck is in the deep bottom corner, taking out an official along the way, but hey, they're all part of the ice, aren't they? Puck comes up here to center and picked up by the Crush. Crush with the puck, dumping it in at center. Halbrook reaching out to try and get to it. Everybody's flinging that puck around. That was very, very close. Johansson making their way through. Looking to split the difference. Taps it back to Kirschbaum. Kirschbaum fires. Save. Nice shot by Kirschbaum on that with 5:31 left to go here in this second period. Stingrays trailing by 1. Face-off coming to the glove side of Crush goaltender with McGovern in at center. Kirschbaum to the right. Up top, it is Hemi with Harnish and Johansson on the back end. Stingrays not able to keep it in on the zone, so they get it back. They do end up sending it back in towards the Crush territory, and Crush pick it up around their goaltender. Puck comes loose again, stopped by Harnish. And taken back into the Crush territory by Johansson. Shot, deflected, batted down. McGovern trying to hold on to that puck around the backside of the net. He sends it over to the downside of the ice, and it's grabbed by the Crush. Crush sending it through center deep. It's going to be icing on. Are we calling it icing? We're calling it icing on the Crush. So we're going to go all the way back with 4:43 left to go in this second period. Face-off coming to the glove side of Crush goaltender. Gets in and taking the face-off. Wilkerson to the right. Up top, it is going to be McMullen. Harnish on the back end along with Johansson. Crush looking to get it past Johansson. The official is ejecting one of the Crush players from the ice. Nope, he's sending him to the penalty box. I have no idea. Okay, so like a little bit of explanation here.
I don't see any hair signals.
There. All right. Put that on the list of things I need to ask Jack about, okay? Not gonna lie, I'm gonna need a run. We're gonna need a post game recap with him and AG just to figure out what the heck was going on. Although I might need to have someone with a beeper to like block out any foul language. All right, they're spinning it around as the Stingrays are on a power play here now. Shot save. I know, I feel that. I know. All I gotta say is he probably said something because, or maybe it was his hand out over the, I don't know. We don't know. We'll have to go back and check the film. Shot wide. Here he comes again around the backside. It is the Crush with the puck. 4:15 left to go here. And
Whoa, what the hell?
that is McMullen taking a shot directly to the glass with his head.
Yeah, go to timeout.
It was a boarding call on that one. Stingrays 5-on-3 right now. No, it's a 2-10. Okay. Well, they got to get one of their players off the ice. They got one too many on the ice right now. All right, so it's going to be a 5-on-3 right now for the Crush, or in favor for the Stingrays. It absolutely is getting out of control. Gitsunen in at center. Smith to the right. Stopped by Harnish. Harnish fires through center. Picked up by Wilkerson at the top. Gets it up the way over to Johansson. Johansson looking for a spot. Fires. Save. Puck is loose. Hits it. Hits it. Gitsunen with the goal. Number 22, Jaden Gitsunen with the assist from Johansson.
Oh no, we have one more.
All right, so the Stingrays have tied it up with a power play goal. We're still on a power play here at this point. With 3:54 left to go here in this second period. Crush looking to get one of their players off the ice as we are Phillips at center. Sturbridge to the right. Smith up top on the back end. It is going to be Vierke and Halbrook. Crush with it. Lob it high. Picked up by Halbrook. Halbrook settling that puck down. Passing it to the bottom of the ice over to Vierke. Vierke with a great centering pass to Phillips. Phillips taps it over to the side to Smith. Turnover picked up by the Crush. 27 seconds. I'm sorry, 3:27 left to go in this second period. Vierke with it now. Skating it through center ice. Gets it into the zone from the circle. Drops it back to Sturba. Sturba fires. Great shot by Sturba. As the puck comes all the way back down now. Moreau gets it. Fields it back over to Halbrook. Halbrook with it in Stingray zone. Plays it up against the boards. Gets it up to Smith. Smith trying to hold on to it. Gets whacked around. And we're going to have a tripping call coming up against Vierke. So we're going to be at even strength here now. Yeah, it was a little sus, but it is 7 seconds left to go on the penalty for the Crush. And then, so 7 seconds of 4-on-4, and then the Crush will be on a power play for the remaining 1 minute, 23 seconds. Harnish leaving the ice. Okay, he's leaving the ice to go. Oh, okay. Okay. Crush with it now along the corner. Into the Stingray zone. Crush on a power play now. There we go. Penalty right with that as Ditsunin took a hit from behind as he was making an opportunity. I don't know that he's going to get a penalty shot on this one here. So we're back at 4-on-4 now. Honestly, I'm just going to stop toggling the power play on and off button because it's going to break today.
Penalty shot.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. 2:29 left to go in this second period, and what can I say? It's been an interesting game.
She's like little fish.
So the face-off is going to be coming over here to the glove side of Crush goaltender. We're 4-on-4, but there's no, like, the time has been erased from the board, or the time hasn't been added to the board yet because it's not time yet. There we go. So now we're 4-on-4 for a minute 12 in theory, because honestly, the way this is going, we could be ending up at 3-on-3. Heck, this might be the first time you'll see a 2-on-4. You don't know. It's going to happen. Johansson passes it up the way to Halbrook. Halbrook fires, save. McGovern with it in the corner. Playing it up against the boards. Picked up by the Crush. Crush clear it. But it's grabbed by Johansson. Johansson with it. Johansson tried to get that puck up the way over to McGovern. McGovern able to tap it back to Johansson. Johansson plays it up the boards over to Halbrook. Halbrook sends it through center, getting it over to the side to Ditsunin. Ditsunin getting pummeled along the side as the Crush send it to the top of the ice in their own zone. We did have two. We did have two. Ditsunin fires. VRK back on the ice. Puck comes loose to center ice as we got 1 minute left to go in the second period. Now, I am counting a 2-2. However, I'm not seeing that power play goal that was made by the Stingrays earlier being counted. So we'll have to check and see what's going on here. Shot and a score. It should be 3-2 right now. Okay, so the scoreboard has been corrected now, so it is 2-3 in favor of the Crush right now, with 47 seconds left to go in this second period. Yes, it is only the second period. Wilkerson taking the face-off. VRK up top, McGovern down below. On the back end is Poole and Phillips. Phillips with the puck now, playing it up against the boards. It taps back all the way to Moreau. Moreau going to swing that puck over to Poole. Poole gets it around the backside of Moreau, playing it up the boards over to McGovern. It bounces out to center ice, picked up by the Crush with 30 seconds left to go in this second period. McGovern coming in on it. Picked up by the Crush in their own zone. Comes back out to center. Poole stopping that puck, dropping it back into the Crush zone. Poole getting tangled up there, but killing some time on that as McGovern backhands it back to Wilkerson. Wilkerson splitting the difference between three Crush players. Backs it over to Lauer as Lauer tried to get a shot off there. And that is going to be it for this second, very contentious second period. All right, thanks for joining us here on the KPHN, where we are getting ready to go into period number 3 of a very interesting game number 2 here at the start of high school hockey season. Your Volusia County Stingrays are taking on the Orange County Crush in what has been a very, let's just say, physical and verbally colorful game. So yeah, we will see what's going on here as we get ready to go with 14 minutes on the clock to start this third period. Here we go. As Yatsunin takes the faceoff, gets it over to the side to Hemi. Crush pick it up. Phillips with it at the top of the ice. It gets dumped in by Moreau around the back side of the net. Johansson turning it around. Passing it up the way to Phillips. Phillips, cross ice pass through center, getting it to Hemi. Hemi trying to go after it, but it is going to be icing with 13:33 left to go in the game. We're going to go all the way back. The memories. All right, face-off is going to be coming here to the glove side of Moreau. No change in the line. Actually, some change in the line for the Stingrays, as Kirschbaum is going to get it at the top of the ice there. Kirschbaum with the puck, driving it through center ice. Oh, it gets picked up by the Crush. Crush trying to hold on to it. And it's grabbed by Johansson. Johansson gets it over the way to Ditsunin. Ditsunin trying to push it through the two Crush players. Crush send it back to center, but Phillips picks it up, passing it back over to Johansson. Johansson saucers it through center up to Hemi now. Hemi receiving that puck and dumping it in deep into the Crush's zone. Hemi going to chase after it as that puck was slowed down by some snow along the corner there. It comes around to the near side boards as the Crush make a move again through center ice. Everybody getting kind of changed up as Phillips gets a stick on that puck, tapping it to the top of the boards, giving the Stingrays an opportunity to break up that drive as Hemi now goes in. Hemi tried to get a shot fired off as it comes to the backside of Crush goaltender. Crush with it. Picked up by, I have no idea what the heck is going on here. That was the craziest drive ever. And the Crush were able to put it in the back of the net after spinning and moving, and it was everybody got all tangled up there, and it ended up going in the net with 12:18 left to go here in this game. Stingrays trailing by 2. McGovern in at center. Vierke with it. Taps it back to Poole. Poole sends it up to center to McGovern. McGovern gets it into the Crush zone. McGovern with it. Shot. Deflected down. Vierke fires. Back to center ice, over to Halbrook. Halbrook fires just wide. Crush again with it around the backside of their own net. Looking to move it out of their zone. They do, sending it to center ice. Making a drive through traffic. They get it from this bottom circle. It's on the side of Moreau. Picked up by McGovern. McGovern with it. Passing it up to Halbrook. Halbrook making his way through. From the bottom circle, takes a shot. Deflected. Crush. Passing it cross ice through center. It's going to be grabbed by Johansson here along the corner. Johansson takes it around the backside of Moreau, looking for a lane. Not many options. So he lobs it up high, saucering it down at the red line, and it's grabbed and spun around by the Crush. Crush knock it back into the Stingray zone, and it's grabbed by Johansson. Johansson sends it up to the red line, picked up by the Crush again, who take it back into the Stingray zone. From the slot, take a shot, cleared by Moreau, and back to the side, to the top of the ice, and back to center. McGovern fighting for that puck through the zone. Goaltender brushes it to the bottom of the ice. Grabbed by Virake. Virake with it. Virake sending it around the backside of the goaltender, getting it over to McMullen. McMullen trying to go after the puck in the corner. Good to see McMullen back out on the ice after taking that hit to the head earlier. McGovern with it from the top circle in the Crush zone. They're kind of tangled up over there in the corner. Oh, puck is loose. McGovern shoots. Deflected. They had an empty net too on that one. Crush with it across the ice. Gets deflected. Picked up by by Johansson. Johansson with it through center. Shot. Another great shot, but another great save. Puck comes all the way deep into the Stingray zone for icing on the Crush with 9:33 left to go here in this game. We're going to go all the way back. Number 38, Harnish, back out on the ice. No update on number 45, Easton Grimes at this point in time. I am going to say that we will not be expecting his return for the rest of this game. So we'll keep you posted if we have any updates on his condition. Ditsunen pushing his way through, and a save by Crush goaltender. Again, on the back end, Crush win that face-off. Looking to clear it from their zone. Harnish back on the ice. As Ditsunen trying to spin it around, Crush pick it up. It deflects to the top of the boards, and Crush with it. Through center, Ditsunen and Wilkerson both trying to get that puck out of there, as that puck is just like stuck at the red line. Poole trying to get him pushed out to the side. They set it up in front of Moreau. Moreau with a save. A big time save by number 14, McKenna Moreau. With 9:02 left to go in the game.
Let's go, Stingrays.
Ditsunen in again on the faceoff. Ditsunen gets it along the side. Virake trying to get that puck in as Ditsunen tried to reach his stick out, but the Crush come up fast and furious, looking to get around Halbrook. Halbrook breaks up that drive as that puck is spinning around in that corner at the top of the ice, grabbed by Ditsunen. Ditsunen plays it off the glass, picked up by the Crush at the blue line. They fire one wide of Moreau. Again, around the back side of the net, picked up by Ditsunen. Ditsunen swinging it around, trying to get it to Virake, picked up by the Crush. Crush with it. Great pass and a great shot, drawing Moreau off to the side, and they score 5-2 right now with 8:21 left to go here in this game. Smith out on the ice now with Lauer taking the face off. Johansson and Harnish out on the ice as well. Getting all kinds of tangled up here. Smith. Puck goes around the back side of the net, picked up by Harnish. Harnish trying to play it up against the boards.
Go!
Smith gets it over to the side, getting it over to the edge too. McMullen with some great moves. Tries to get a shot off and picked up by the Crush. Crush player loses. Whoa! He literally lost his stick and then used his elbow to hit him in the chest. They both are going into the box for penalty. Not sure. That's Lauer. Why is Lauer going into the box? This referee is so annoying. Like, we cannot figure out what it is he's calling and why he's calling them. But we have 7:52 left to go in this game. I don't know. We might need to get our resident referee in on this one. Anybody got a phone I can call Lee, Coach Lee? Like, Lee, what are your thoughts on this? Yes. Better yet, let's mic them up. That would be fun too. Not sure what's happening here. But at this point, I'm really just trying to figure it out. Oh my gosh. And now the third one's still trying to find his way to the ice. Okay, does Jack have an Apple Watch? We need to get him an Apple Watch. That way he can just like then we need to get him a walkie-talkie. Be like, hey, here we go. As we've got just under 8 minutes left to play here. Shot by Smith, it's wide, and a save by the Crush goaltender. With 7:42 left to go in the game. It's offsetting. No, not when it's like that. I know, but that's not how they do it. That's not how they do it. That's not how they do it. All right. Crush with that puck one more time, making their way through center ice as Johansson reaches out, getting that puck over to Smith. Jackson Smith making his way down into the Crush zone, gets it over to the side trying to get it over to McMullen. Puck comes up to the top of the boards. Harnish looking to get in there. Shot! Saved by Moreau. Johansson putting him into the boards over there along the side. Smith trying to get some control over that puck. And another penalty. Are we calling everybody watch or an official? I have no idea. We got a slashing call on this one.
You see it?
No, he went like this when he was talking. I'm going to assume that's what he was going for. But with this official, we can never tell. Okay? He could just be saying, I am done with this game. But I don't know. I'm not sure I speak his level of referee. Now, don't get me wrong. I have nothing against officials. Absolutely not. Their jobs are terrible. 7:03. Does that count for high school, though? Yeah. I'll have to look that up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So why are we 5 on 5? Okay. Okay. How? There's nothing on the board to, like, there's no, no, because that 10-minute was a while ago. Because the 10-minute one expired last period. Yeah, that one already expired. We needed 2 on the board. So wait, we're gonna give them 6 and 5? Oh no! Here comes.
What are they called?
No clue. 4 people on the box, nothing on the board, and 10 players on the ice, not including the goaltenders. Shot just wide over the head. Again, no clue what is happening in this game anymore. All I can tell you is that there is 6 minutes, 45 seconds left to go, and this is where it's going to get bad. Sturba making his way through. Sturba taking an elbow to the face there on that one. Phillips to the blue line. Quick shot stopped. As Harnish got a quick shot off there, but it got picked up before it could get towards the net. Harnish going after it along the boards. Johansson going to get to it around the backside of Moreau. Shot picked up along the way by Johansson. Johansson grabs it in front of Moreau and takes it to center ice. Top circle in the Crush zone. Johansson still leading that puck around. Crush try and pick it up. Sturba tried to grab after it. Harnish now fields it at the red line, picks it over to the side to Johansson again. Crush sending it deeper into the Stingray zone. Stingrays trailing by 3 with 5 minutes, 30 seconds left to go in this game. Yeah, we think that's what it is at this point in time. Phillips looking for a wraparound shot. Denied. Hemi now getting into it there. Crush one more time. Poole getting his stick in there to stop that puck. Moreau holding off on it. And we're going to say I just don't get it. 5:10 left to go in this game. Ay, ay, ay. Wilkerson out. And okay, now we got full benches, empty boxes, 5:10 left on the clock. We're okay right now. Poole with the puck around the backside of the net. Wilkerson with it now. Wilkerson with the puck at the circle, just to the top of the ice in the Stingray zone. Crush send it around fast and furious around the backside of Moreau and net. Back over to the way to Halbrook. Halbrook taps it over to Poole. Poole with it. Taps it up the way to Hemi. Hemi tried to get into it. Picked up by the Crush. Crush have it. Oh my gosh, that literally went through the skates of Poole over to the side. Poole with it. Taps it up to Hemi. Hemi now with it. With an opportunity. Cross ice pass through center. So close. Yep. All right, face-off coming to the top of the blue line, just outside of the Crush zone, with 4:26 left to go in the game. I know. I want a photo of it when we're done. Vierke was in on that face-off as the Crush maintained possession in their zone, moving it quickly out through center ice and back into Stingray zone. They get around Poole. Shot saved by Moreau. Nice job on that one as Wilkerson picks it up. Stingrays clear it. Crush pick it up at center. Goes around the backside of Moreau one more time. Wilkerson with it at the top of the ice. Not exactly sure what that was, but it gave the Crush an opportunity to take a shot. It gets deflected wide. Poole with it. Tree left to go in the third as the Stingrays now trail by 4.
Shot and scored. So now we sit 2 of our players, 1 of theirs for 13 seconds, and it's an offside.
And they have to skate 3 laps backwards. Yeah, I don't know either. No clue.
Well, the defense messed that all up. They just
No clue what was going on with that one. All right, here we go. Ditsunen in at center. Crush making their way into the zone once more. From the blue line. Passed up to center ice. Dumped in deep into the Crush zone. Crush trying to pick it up around the backside of their own goaltender. 3 minutes left to play. Crush make their way in from the bottom circle in the Stingray zone. It's, whoa, a little bit of high stick to the face on Johansson there. Johansson has it in the corner, trying to play it around on the boards. Maybe that's what it is. Ditsunen pinned up against the boards. Puck is loose around the backside of the net. Johansson tries to get his stick in there as they center it up again in front of Moreau. It goes to the top circle. Shot wide. It goes around the backside of the net. Cycling all the way over to the blue line. Crush send it around to the backside once more as Harnish tries to get it up and cleared as the Stingrays finally get it up there. McMullen with an opportunity. Trying to drive through traffic on that one. McMullen literally just pushing his way through. Shot on goal by Johansson. Gets stopped. Harnish coming in once more. Gets it over to Johansson. Stingrays pick it up. A minute 30 left to go in this game. Nice stop by the Stingrays on that one. Crush again with it at center ice as Sturba tries to get his stick in there to push, get that puck. Get some momentum on it, but the Crush again pulling it back in. Ditsunen doubling back, trying to stop. I'm sorry, Smith doubling back. Save by Moreau with a minute 3 left to go in this game. No, they have to untie their lace. They have to untie one of their skate laces. Minute 3 left to go in this game. Thanks so much for joining us here live on the KPHN, where we had 2 great games of high school hockey today. Albeit a confusing one for this one, but it is what it is. Join us again on April the 11th at 6 p.m. where we will have our next game. It'll be out of Daytona, I believe. I will double check. It's the 11th out of Daytona at 6 p.m. If you can't make it to Daytona for the game, you can always watch it live here on the KPHN. 20 seconds left to go in the game. Wilkerson tried to get a shot off. And that is going to be it for this game. Final score, Orange Crush 6, Volusia Stingrays 2. Keeping an eye out here, making sure nothing's going to happen because you know something's going to happen. Tell Jack I expect a full post-game report from him, just mostly for my understanding on that one there. All right, everybody lining up here for handshakes. Thanks for joining us here live on the KPHN. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast despite the outcome. Hope you guys have a great Easter tomorrow, and we will see you on the 11th at 6 p.m. Thanks for joining us, and as always,